Hello, good evening, and welcome to Monkeys with Fire. How's everybody tonight? Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a good week. So then, yesterday we were taking a look at the Cypher System starter set from Monty Cook Games. This evening we're going to follow that up with their recent release of the Cypher System Adventures in the Cypher System, an adventure anthology that features fan-favourite Cypher System settings, a variety of adventures and genres and styles, and also showcasing High Noon at Midnight. So we're getting a little bit of a tease for a brand new Cypher System setting. Good evening, Roger. Thank you for joining us. Few technical issues aside, but we're back. We're back. All right. Of course, my thanks to Monty Cook Games for providing a copy of Adventures in the Cypher System for us to take a look at this evening. Now then, because this is an adventure book, we're going to throw up the spoilers. If you are a player and you hope to play one of these adventures, you might want to tap out relatively soon on. You don't want the adventure ruined before you get to enjoy it around the games table. Of course, if you are a Cypher System GM, you want to stay on in and find out about these adventures and see if it's something you'd like to run with your group of friends. All right, let's go to the table and check out the book. So, here we go. Adventures in the Cypher System. We've got quite a festive front cover here. We have snow, we have fir trees. It's very appropriate for this time of year. I don't think this is a great big Christmas bauble that is coming down the mountainside. We got two adventurers here on snow bikes, I guess, futuristic snow bikes. So that's quite cool and very different. Let's take a look at the back. Sci-fi, fantasy, horror and more. Great adventures from across the Cypher System. Showcasing the Cypher System's elegant handling of different genres and styles, this anthology serves up an exciting variety of adventures. Science fiction, fantasy, fairy tales, superheroes, horror and more. It's all covered here, giving you a wide range of options and moods. Many of the adventures take you into fan-favourite Cypher System settings, such as Predation, The Strange and Numenera. They're easily integrated into an ongoing campaign, but also make great one-shots. You don't need anything other than this book and the Cypher System Rulebook to fully enjoy their atmosphere, mysteries, exciting encounters, and amazing storylines. Alright, so let's take a look inside. Again, if you intend to want to play one of the adventures within, this is the time that you might want to stop. And we'll just put up the spoilers here. How are you doing, Roger? You all good? Middle of the week? So what have we got? We got an introduction, and we have 6 chapters detailing these 6 different adventures. And of course, we have our credits, a large number of designers come together to put these adventures together. And of course, I always really enjoy reading through the adventures from the Monty Cook Games design team. They have such great imaginations, the worlds that they are creating. I always feel that role-playing games are kind of like unfilmed TV series. I enjoy just sitting back and reading them and sort of imagining what type of episodes might play out. And this is a good sort of smorgasbord of different genres, different settings, different ideas to excite your imagination. So what do we have? We have Ghosts of Ironsaddle, A Weird West PC bounty hunters encounter a ghost town haunted by threats that linger unquietly. So this is compatible with High Noon at Midnight, which is an upcoming release for the early part of 2025. So we're getting a little bit of an advance preview here. We have Going Mad. Regular modern-day characters come face-to-face with their own incipient transformation into something super. So compatible with The Origin. The Fox and the Crows. The PCs are invited to help a fairy tale princess save a king from himself during a royal ball. Compatible with We Are All Mad here. It's one of the white books that we've already taken a look at on the channel. Bake Me Another Body. Characters inhabiting the Earth a billion years from now investigate the mystery of who killed them and stole their artifacts while exploring a million-year-old ruin. Compatible with Numenera. Tomorrow's Messenger. Descended from time travelers stuck in the Cretaceous period, PCs discover a message in a time anomaly from someone who needs help. This is compatible with Predation. Again, we've taken a look at that on the channel. And finally, A Strange Case. Characters follow a fictional villain who intends to initiate Earth's destruction through a series of worlds seeded by stories and myths. So, 6 different adventures, all incredibly different, all very exciting. Let's take a look at this first adventure, Ghosts of Ironsaddle by Bruce R. Cordell, an adventure showcasing High Noon at Midnight. I'm really excited about this release. I like the Weird West setting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the team at Monty Cook Games produce. So this is a little bit of a teaser. Player characters collecting bounties on dangerous cursed beasts encounter a ghost town that never appears in the same place twice. Can the players escape the threats that linger unquietly there, or will they fail to escape and join the other doomed ghosts of Ironsaddle? Ghosts of Ironsaddle is an adventure set in the Weird West and is suitable for 4 to 6 Tier 1 or Tier 2 characters. And there are, in fact, some pre-generated Tier 1 characters available to download. So, we're going to get a look at how the Cypher system can be used to present adventures across different genres, but even looking at the different adventures, how they are laid out and presented to the Games Master are different in their own right. They do have some similarities, but one thing I've noticed with this particular adventure is this wonderful flowchart, and I think I have seen something like this with some other games, but I really like this, and I kind of wish that we saw more of it because it's just so obvious when you go through it. So we start the game. The players are bounty hunting. Are they hunting the grizzly bulls or hunting night crawlers? Then, during these hunts, does the wandering ghost town find the PCs? No, we continue back to the bounty hunting. If it's yes, then we're discovered by the ghost town. This can actually be an alternate start, so if you don't want to do the bounty hunting initially, maybe you want to play the adventure, but you've only got a couple of hours as opposed to maybe a full evening, you can cut this initial part out. That's great. Nice flexible adventure here. The PCs then get to explore Ironsaddle, and during that exploration, do the PCs discover a method to break the curse and gather the parts? No. Continue to explore Ironsaddle, but if they do, they break the curse and conclude the adventure. I think this is great. I really like this. I think more games should have this kind of presentation, or so you instantly understand how the adventure is going to play out. So I really like that. What else do we have here? How to use this adventure. Throughout the adventure, you'll see page references to various items accompanied by this symbol, which is the Cypher System symbol. These pages reference the Cypher System Rulebook. Okay, and in fact, we have one just here. And this is calling out historical and horror and fairy tale and magic flavour and technological flavour, and gives us all the page numbers. Again, Monty Cook Games make great use of their margins, always lots of really good, helpful information. And typically with their PDFs, these are all hyperlinked, so you can jump anywhere within the book, which is great. So what do we have here? It goes through a little bit of how to start the particular game off, being able to create our Weird West characters. So it's going to give a little extra help since this is a brand new setting for us. But of course, when we do get high noon at midnight, early part of next year, this will go into a lot more detail. But suggested types of Weird West game: a lawman, a swindler, a gunslinger, a gambler, a teacher, an actor, a doctor, a scholar, a mesmerist, an alchemist, or a prospector. Roger, when it comes to a Weird West setting, what type of character do you think you would go for? I like the gunslinger. I think that'd be cool. So, as we know, we're going to start off with some bounty hunting. And we have some beasts. And here we go. This is where I butcher these names. So we have grizzly bulls. We have night crawlers. But then we have, oh gosh, chupacabra. Rogie, you're saying gunslinger. Jonah Hex comes to mind. Yes. I'm thinking sort of Clint Eastwood style, but Jonah Hex, that's quite cool. And in fact, that's actually suitable for this kind of setting. Jonah Hex is a comic book character, isn't he? Yeah. So that would work really well. And in fact, isn't there a miniature line of Weird West minis you could get? So you could take this onto the tabletop with some miniatures. Chupacabra. Is that how you do it? Chupacabra? No. You're having me on. I'm never going to get the last one. Oh, actually, no, I might do. Quetzalsaura. So let's just do the chupacabra. Part huge dog, part crocodile, and quilled like a porcupine. PCs found one of its mummified corpse and harvested what quills they could. Okay. And then, but the Quetzalsaura, see, I'm actually quite surprised I'm getting that one right. Pulled out of time by cursed magic, this giraffe-sized flying monstrosity has an elongated spike-shaped face and a 40-foot wingspan. No PC has seen one, and they probably hope not to. Wow, okay, so we got some cool cursed beasts here. I'm liking that. But yes, we have our cryptids. Isn't that, because that's what they, is it the Americas? So we, you know, in the UK, Scotland, we've got the Loch Ness Monster, haven't we? So in the Americas, it's cryptids. Am I right in saying that? We got a bit of a map here. We've got the Nightcrawler burrows, mountains, the Badlands, Scrub Bushland, Pig Creek. Oh, here we go. We got some images here. Can't be the grizzly bull, surely. No, it's the Quetzalsaura. Let's go with that one. This is cool. Okay, so we got the detail on tracking the night crawlers, detail on the grizzly bull. But ultimately, once our hunting, so I guess this gets us used to a little bit of combat in the setting. It's introducing the theme. We're getting some action straight away, and then the ghost town miraculously appears in front of us. What's that? It's kind of like a ghost ship, isn't it? You know, you basically discover this ghost ship as you're going around the Caribbean. So this town appears, and we get to explore it. Or is everybody maybe trapped in the town? Maybe it's a little bit like the Philadelphia experiment, but a Wild West version. So we have our town with our various locales, the Hitching Post Saloon. We got various events that might happen in the saloon. I wonder, are they going to have that piano playing? You could maybe grab some music from Westworld. That'd be quite cool. The Pantry Shack. This cramped building is missing one wall. Despite that, a hand-painted sign reads, "Keep out." We have the Grand Hotel. That's where we've got to have... Maybe we have that. Or maybe the hotel will be doing the gambling. Actually, no, saloons do gambling, don't they? But we've got various characters within these locales for us to talk to and maybe get information, because we're after different artifacts. We have to understand why the town is cursed. We've got the town square. We have jade items. Did somebody take something that didn't belong to them? Hadley's Hardware. The bank. The Silver Slipper. A place where the townsfolk and prospectors come for company. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes, the Silver Slipper was a brothel back before the curse. Just in case you wasn't sure. But yes, we definitely... It's not a place you want to visit now. Okay, so we've got 7 key locations to visit and wander around. And then we are starting to get details about breaking the curse. We've got in the margins some GM intrusions. These are a way for players to acquire some extra XP if they are prepared to try and overcome a bit of a challenge that the GM throws their way. And of course, you know, our players should be up for a challenge, shouldn't they? Great thing about it, of course, these can be quite random. Give them something a little extra to get their teeth into. And so ultimately, once you've broken the curse, we get to conclude the adventure. And that's basically it. But I like the idea of this. So what do we have? We have... yeah, 6 through to 24. So we've got, 18 pages or so of adventure there. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to this genre setting. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Having looked at all the other setting books that the Monty Cook Games do, yeah, I think this is going to be great fun. So, something to look forward to early part of next year. We will certainly hope to cover it on the channel. Alright, Next up, what do we got? Going Mad. This is by Dominique Dickey, an adventure set in the Origin. Now, I've not looked at the Origin, but from what I understand, it is a superhero style of setting. So, Going Mad is a mystery adventure for 3 to 5 Tier 1 characters, designed to be played as a one-shot or as the beginning of a longer campaign. Characters should be built using the Cypher System Rulebook. Going Mad takes place in the world of the Origin, a modern-day superhero-adjacent setting. All necessary information to run this adventure is included here, so you don't need the Origin setting book, you just need the Cypher System Rulebook. And of course, as we've discussed many times on the channel, Monte Games have a really fantastic character creator online. So you can go on in there, create up your characters nice and easily, and then save them and print them out. So that's probably an ideal resource for creating characters for this setting. Certainly speeds it all up. So what do we get? A little bit of an idea here. So, setting adventures in a city in a world familiar to our own, but we've now got superheroes. Oh, most people, including PCs, think that superheroes are fiction, and of course superheroes fighting crime in flashy costumes only exist in stories. But people with extraordinary abilities do exist in the shadows, and are hunted by the Meta-Human Affairs Department. As soon as the PCs soon find out. PCs begin the adventure at a train station where MAD, which is the Meta-Human Affairs Department, rescues them from a terrorist attack. Though the PCs don't know it yet, they are meta-humans. MAD wants to detain them, and a meta-human collective known as the Flock wants to recruit them. Oh, so it's got a little bit of a sort of X-Men vibe to it. But I like the idea that you don't know that you are actually superpowered. I wonder if the GM could have some fun with this as far as introducing the players, and for the players not to know that they are going to be superpowered. Maybe you set it off as being an everyday setting. So maybe the GM actually creates the characters in advance and hands them out. That's quite cool. And a good introduction to then the Origin setting. So here we go, our synopsis. So broken up as follows: getting the characters involved. The Station 5, a train station, is attacked by the meta-human known as Cardinal in what initially seems to be a bombing. There's an investigation. A series of encounters gives the PCs opportunities to look into what MAD, which is the Meta-Human Affairs Department, truly does, and learn why the Cardinal is so determined to take the agency down. So MAD is not necessarily a good three-letter, alphabet agency. Okay. We get the option to joining the Flock and becoming a meta-human. Operation Prison Break. Cardinal recruits the characters to help free their comrades from the detainment, and then concluding the adventure. Okay, so this is, it's a bit of X-Men, and it's a bit of the Avengers maybe on the raft, if you're familiar with that. That's quite cool. I like it. It's like a... Do we have a map maybe? No? No need for a map on this one? I think that's quite an interesting idea. Works as a nice introduction. And I think if you can do it that way, to not tell your players that they are going to be playing a superhero style of game, allow them to discover, the powers and what their potential is going to be as they're actually playing. That could be a lot of fun. Like it. Nice idea. Alright. Now then, here we go. The Fox and the Crows. by Shana Germain. This is an adventure featuring We Are All Mad Here. So this is one of the white books that we've taken a look at. You can go and check the videos on the YouTube channel and have a look in greater detail about this fairy tale genre that you can use the Cypher system to play. So what do we have? The Fox and the Crows is a fairy tale adventure that can be played as a standalone in a few sessions or added to an existing campaign. Characters can be built using the Cypher System Rulebook or We Are All Mad Here. But if you don't have We Are All Mad Here, ask your players to create characters appropriate to a fairy tale setting. The adventure is designed for low-tier characters but could easily be adjusted for higher-tier ones by introducing additional interactions, hurdles, and GM intrusions. Any beast, being, place, or object that would be appropriate to a fairy tale game could be added as an ally, quest giver, threat, or item of interest. Okay, so let's just get a bit of an idea of the summary. The player characters are all members of a Robin Hood-esque group called the Crows. They go around performing good, but often small and sometimes illegal deeds for the kingdom, doing their best to help balance out the money, power, and opportunities of those who live here. This is especially difficult because of King Cole, the kingdom's ruler, who has not just lost touch with his people, but who is also growing more power hungry as the years go on. The PCs have been waiting a long time for an opportunity to come along that will let them make a huge change, and that opportunity has just arrived. Okay, I like the idea of being Robin Hood. So what's going to happen? So we have a little bit of info about Princess Rainey, King Cole's great-granddaughter. Now she's actually come to the Crows asking for help. So, saying that the grandfather's no longer fit to rule. So, what's going on here? Is it like a coup d'etat is going to happen here somehow? So we have background about the king, about the granddaughter, about the palace, the wedding ball, and some extra little things, and the goal. So the PCs need to figure out a way to get into the secret upper floors of the palace. Oh, okay. All is not as it seems. It sounds like it's a little bit of a sort of a heist. What was that name of that TV show? I mean, I suppose it's Fairy Tale Mission Impossible. That works for me. I like that idea. Oh, this artwork's great. Very glamorous. So we get an introduction to who is at the royal ball. I can imagine you can play some really cool music to set the scene. We got various ways of being able to get to the second floor. So we're going to have. Seems like we're going to be invited to the ball, and as we're doing, we're having to scope things out, make sure that nobody identifies us for who we are. We are. Some details on various guests, residents and staff. But ultimately, here we go, nice map here. We are trying to get to the second floor because there's something there. So we have our gardens with the statues, we got the foyer, we went to the ballroom, kitchens and storerooms, an octopus tank. We have the hallway of treasures, and then we get to the second floor. And yeah, I get the impression we're going to find something we're not expecting higher up in the castle. That's interesting. Interesting indeed. Because yes, we have an image here of the fox, and it does say the fox and the crows. So, again, we're not going to focus in too much. We don't want to ruin it, but that's yes, fairy tale Mission Impossible, like it. Okay, Bake Me Another Body by Sean K. Reynolds. This is a Numenera adventure. Could it be like the movie Army of Thieves, where they robbed the safes? I guess so, yeah. Isn't that the... oh gosh, that's the one where they go into Las Vegas, isn't it, with the undead? But this is... I'm trying to think of... Oh gosh. What's that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis, where they're at an ambassador's ball dancing and they've got various objectives that they need to do? I like the idea of all the player characters having dates and having to pair off and trying to scope things out as they're there, staying undercover. They've got some information. Because yes, they have this rough sketch, don't they, of the actual palace. They know where they need to get to. Yeah, I actually like the idea of that. That's quite clever. But again, I like adventures where we have an idea that we may be going to somewhere and it's, you know, a relatively easy job to do, and then of course the rug gets pulled from under our feet and we find that actually what is on the second floor is not what we were expecting. And that's quite cool. So, we're not going to spoil it too much. Well, he says, hey, look, the fox was in the title, okay? And we have got the spoilers going. All right, Bake Me Another Body. Ah, okay. Content warning. This adventure deals with frequent character death, multiple dead versions of the PCs, body horror, and vomiting. Okay, so if you don't like any of those things, then maybe this adventure is not for you. But for me, let's dive on in. Bake Me Another Body is a Numenera adventure featuring exploration, prison rescue, character death, and character resurrection, as the PCs try to find who killed them and stole their artifacts. It is suitable for Tier 1 or Tier 2 characters, although it can be adjusted upward for more powerful characters. The expectation is that this Numenera site is especially dangerous and multiple characters will die, but will have new bodies created for them so they can continue. Ideally, characters are created using Numenera rules. This is cool. This already makes me think of... Oh, is it Live, Die, Repeat? But there's another... Is it Edge of Tomorrow? Is it that's the Western title for the movie? Groundhog Day, basically, yeah, in a sci-fi setting. If that's the premise, that's brilliant. So, adventure background. The PCs were exploring a pyramid-shaped ruin when they ran into a hostile and powerful master of prior world gadgets and magic, a nano named Gulk, who was already looting the site. Gulk killed the PCs, but two of Gulk's prisoners were able to remotely activate Numenera within the site that created new bodies for the PCs, in effect resurrecting them. However, the flesh baking and mind transference process is flawed, and the PCs have suffered some memory loss as they appear in their new bodies, so they initially aren't sure what's going on. The default assumption for this adventure is that the PCs discovered the pyramid, entered it, explored Area 10 and found some creatures Gulk had killed, then proceeded to Area 11 and got killed by Gulk. Then they awaken in the flesh oven, without any memory of the Gulk fight or how they got there, and realise their ciphers and artifacts are gone. They can then start to explore the other areas in the pyramid and eventually encounter Gulk again and can perhaps try to get their stuff back from him. This is cool. This is really good fun. I like this. But we have an optional backstory. So you can actually make this a little bit more complicated. Oh, wow. So, perhaps the first time the players experience their character's awakening in the flesh oven isn't the first time the characters have been through this loop. The characters have explored more of the ruin, died multiple times, been rebaked each time, and experienced memory loss. This is really, really good. I'm liking this. Okay. So what do we have? We've got our NPCs, Gulk, Bab5, and Hawa. Hawa, we've met Hawa, who's in the starter set on Monday. Okay. Yeah, I like this. This is a great idea. And I think I would want to play it so that the idea that the player characters have already gone through the cycle multiple times. I think that would be quite cool. So we got a little bit of a map here, and it did detail the various rooms that we've already been in. We have memory flashbacks. Here we got the descriptions of the various rooms. Oh, skeletons. Do we get to find... Hang on. Where did we die? Do we get to find our bodies? That's what we want. Entered it. 1,000 creatures Gulk are killed. Proceed to area 11 and got killed. Okay, what's area 11? Area 11, this round area just here. Okay. Please tell me we find... So, a spike slaughter room. This oval room has several large crystal spikes jutting from the walls, several corpses scattered around the area, including one that's partially melted onto the floor and one that is impaled on a crystal spike. To the PCs, the corpses are nauseatingly familiar. That's cool. Really like it. Yes, I like this one. Okay, I'm not going to go into it anymore because I think I've got enough. I like that one straight away. What do we got here? Tomorrow's Messenger by Shana Germain. Another one from Shana. An adventure set in Predation. This is the setting that we did take a look at a few weeks back. This is where our player characters are back in the past, in the Cretaceous period, from the far future, but they are trapped in the past with their future tech. They've managed to essentially, not necessarily, well, I imagine, tame dinosaurs. They definitely coexist with them. But of course, they know the impending threat that is hurtling towards them. And there are various sort of conspiracies going on that may tell us why they're not able to go back to the future. There is the overarching mission of trying to get the time travel technology working again. But let's find out what this is all about. So Tomorrow's Messenger is designed to be played as a standalone adventure. With some slight adjustments, it could also be used to kick off a longer campaign. Characters should be built using the Cypher System Rulebook, and ideally with Predation. The adventure is designed for low to mid-tier characters, but could easily be adjusted for higher-tier characters by introducing additional interactions, hurdles, and intrusions. So, what's the actual synopsis? Here we go. Oh wow, okay, this is a bit of a long one. Player characters are all employed by an organisation called the Archaeological Institute of Future Lives. For the last month, they have been doing excavation work at the site of an early and long-defunct Sati outpost, located at the base of a mountain on a long, thin island continent called Oh gosh, here we go. Lara Midia. Oh, that's okay. I can do that one. Just southwest of of a somewhat ramshackled city called Aiello. Yeah. So far, it's been a lot like any other dig site that the AIFL has worked on. There's interesting things to be uncovered, some of them from the future, some of them from the past. But overall, no one really expects anyone to find anything of note. In fact, the most exciting thing the PCs have uncovered is a well-preserved picture book called It's Time for Your First Space Ride. Complete with an equally well-preserved photo of two kids playing, being used as a bookmark. That all changes towards the end of the excavation. As the adventure begins, the PCs have just uncovered something they can't identify. A blue metallic cylinder, which clearly has something inside. When they open it, they discover what looks like a simple metal figurine of a triceratops. But it's clear from the figure's construction, the way that it seems to boot up as soon as it's handled is something more. Is that title in Hitchhiker's Guide? Which title are you referring to, Roger? So it's actually a device that was used in the far future to communicate with commuters in, oh gosh, here we go, Grivak. I think Grivak is the major capital in this setting. These devices have been rumoured to exist, but none have been found that are still working. So when the Triceratops is handled by one of the characters, it boots up and attempts to implant a tiny electronic nanite into their DNA. Soon they begin to hear a teenager speaking to them as if they were in their head, asking for help. He was on his way from the future to meet his family here when he got trapped in a time anomaly. As soon as the AIFL hears about the device, they tell the group to stay put and promise to send someone out to pick it up as soon as possible. However, they're not the only ones listening in on the AIFL communication lines. SATI, for example, keeps secret tabs on many expeditions, and they recognize the device instantly as something that could be used to communicate with people in the future. Soon, members of SATI show up where the PCs are, alleged to control the scene and to keep everyone safe, but mostly to make sure they gain control of the device before too many people know what it really does. And they're definitely not the ones who not the only ones who want it. As the PCs travel to location of the child, any number of adversaries step in and to try to stop them, steal the device, or worse. Additionally, the boy's sister shows up, not believing that her older brother could possibly be alive, but willing to do just about anything to help the PCs. By following the clues, the PCs can discover that the boy is trapped in a time anomaly and has been for nearly 80 years. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was going to be something like that. So I'm assuming that the sister, she's an old lady by now, and maybe they were traveling both as children. Maybe they're the two children in the photo. This is cool. This is really cool. I like it. I like anything with time travel. You can have so much fun with it. And of course, we've got now various institutes trying to wrestle control of this technology. Of course, saying they're doing it for good reasons whilst probably doing ill. We have our maps. Dinos. I do like this setting. I really did enjoy going through the Predation book. It's definitely worth checking out. It's one of my favourites. I mean, what's not to like, right? It's got dinosaurs in it. Of course, we do have various notes, but if you do have the Predation book, check out some pages for important elements. You have our GM intrusions, just to make things a little harder. And yeah, hopefully we can rescue this kid trapped in a time bubble. And then finally, we have an adventure set in The Strange. Now, The Strange is a setting that I've not taken a look at. It is called A Strange Case, written by Bruce R. Cordell. I think Mr. Cordell was the author of the first adventure, wasn't he? Was it? Let's see. Yes, there we go. Alright. So it's gone from Western to, well, what is The Strange? In this adventure designed for The Strange, PCs pursue a rogue estate operative whose exploits endanger Earth safety. Success means tracking down the operative's fiction-born accomplice, Mr. Hyde, before the shackles imprisoning Lotan the Sinner in the land of Arden are shattered. A Strange Case is an adventure suitable for 4 to 6 first or second tier characters. And again, you've got characters that you can download. Ah, so A Strange Case. Yes, okay, I get it. Strange Case, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Okay, that's cool. Let's go just through the synopsis here, but we've got a bit of a timeline. Oh, Rogue, you're talking about, yeah, you're ready for your first space travel. Yes. Yeah, I think that's something like a hit. You can imagine that would be a chapter in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, can't you? So what have we got here? The adventure involves finding the rogue operative Farkin, and when Farkin turns up murdered, following his protege Hyde into other recursions. Okay. So start the game, bring the players up to speed on the setting for The Strange, the characters they'll be playing, basic rules for the Cypher system, and their starting situation. We have the wife, YF? Yep, let's go with that. Hotel. The PCs investigate the hotel where rogue operative Adrian Farkin has been holed up for the last 10 months. From the encounters completed and clues gathered in the hotel, the PC learn most of the information presented under background. Okay. Including that Mr. Hyde ended up murdering Farkin so he can be the one to awaken Lotan. Recursion travel. Finding and stopping Mr. Hyde requires that the PCs travel to specific recursions that Hyde passed through. Oh, here we go. Including Gingerbread House. Oh, so this is a... Oh, okay, so The Strange is a little bit, dare I say, Multiverse of Madness. Maybe I shouldn't link it too closely to that, but we've got different multiverse worlds to jump through. Oh, what was that? That TV show, Sliders. So we're going to go to a gingerbread house. A hungry witch must be mollified or defeated to ensure safe passage. Creole. She who colours, nice, like it, is not happy with strangers right now after the mess Hyde made. Arden, if PCs survived the various traps Mr. Hyde engineered in the recursions PCs trailed him through, they reached the heart core in Arden, where Lotan's petrified life energy strains towards freedom. Stopping the ritual as the operatives on the scene is up to the characters. Oh, this is good. Now I want to check out The Strange, but oh, I did miss the content warning. I should have got that. This adventure contains depictions of body horror, harm to children, because the PCs are transformed into children, and cruelty to animals, rats and roaches. Okay. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. So we've got details on the hotel. This is where we're going to find Adrian Farkin's body, but we need to piece together some of these clues. Oh, it's a fairly big area to explore. We got a second floor. We got a basement. Okay. Oh gosh. And And then what do we have? Transformation elixir, camcorder footage. So ultimately, once we have gone through the hotel, discovered all that there is, we have our next steps. So we can do the recursion travel. Time, so follow the link. Okay, so we go to the gingerbread house. Again, this actually does feel a little bit Christmassy. And now, oh, here we go. So the PCs translate into the recursion standing on a path made of peppermint pavers leading towards a house made entirely of gingerbread and candy. You would have to have some gingerbread at the table. You would have to. The PC are children. PCs can only take the form of human children between 9 and 12 years old. Have each PC describe what they look like as a child. This is really cool. This is a lot of fun. And so, of course, you've got a witch and you've got an oven. We then go to Creole. So it's a coloured paper scene. Are we all? Oh yes, we're 2D paper dolls. Oh gosh, it's what was it? Paper Mario. Yes. Look at this. Again, this I think you could have a lot of meta fun here. You could actually sketch out your character in a sort of 2D paper doll style. I think that'd be great. And then ultimately we go to the final world, Arden. And this is where we have to stop Mr. Hyde from releasing whatever that is. And that is it. That is really cool. What a great selection of adventures. As I said right at the start, the creativity within the team at Monty Cook Games, absolutely spot on. Thoroughly enjoy that. So, yeah, I think this is a great addition. And the good thing about it is this is an introduction to many of the different settings that you can use the Cypher system for. So if you were intrigued about the Cypher system and you purchased the core rules, this actually would be a great book to get, because you've now got a variety of settings and adventures already done for you that will give you a good flavour of just how powerful the system is, and maybe then you expand upon it and get yourselves the appropriate books to explore those adventures even further. You've got 6 adventures you could play with your group around the table, and then from that go, hey, we really enjoyed that particular genre setting, let's go and get that book and let's make a campaign and make more of a session in that one. So Roger, you're saying this is a cool book with lots of ideas. Which took your fancy? Which did you like? Did you like the Ghosts of Ironsaddle, which was the Weird West setting? Or was it Going Mad, which is kind of the X-Men superhero modern day setting? Did you like the fantasy fairy tale? Or was it the Numenera set millions of years in the future, but essentially the Edge of Tomorrow Groundhog Day setting? Or certainly the adventure is, anyway. Which I think is really good. I enjoy that one. What about the adventure in Predation? This is going back, time travel, back to the past, to the world of dinosaurs. Or, finally, the setting of The Strange, a multiverse of, I'm going to say it, madness. Can't help it. Sorry. You're saying the Western. Yeah, I like the Western. I got to admit, I think all of these have really good, interesting ideas. And I think that's what's important. It's the idea that captures your imagination, doesn't it? Yeah. But we'll enjoy the Western setting, as I say, early part of next year. And I do enjoy going through these books, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So there we go. Yes, I really like it. I think this is a great addition to the Cypher system. A good tease and smorgasbord of possible genres that you and your group can explore and enjoy. And if you find one that you really like, you can go and explore it even further with the appropriate book. So yeah, this is a great addition to your collection. All right, so that is Adventures in the Cypher System. Next week on Monday, I thought it was appropriate to do something Wicked based. So we are going to be taking a look at, fooled you, Vaesen, A Wicked Secret, which is Nordic horror role-playing. We, of course, have looked at some of the Vaesen books before from Free League Publishing. And, well, this is a book of 4 chilling cases for us to explore. So, yes, get prepared for some Nordic horror. That's what's happening on Monday from 7 o'clock. So I hope that you'll be able to join me then. Have a wonderful rest of the week and weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. But until then, bye for now.